Christ. So much to do. So many buttons. Right. Go live. We are live on YouTube. We are live on TikTok. Right. Hello. Welcome back to Boxing This Week. We have started this quite quickly. Not a lot of introductions. We're going to save it all because we have got a lot to get through. Boxing This Week 9. We're joined by Paolo, of course. How are you, Paolo?
Yeah, man. I'm very, very well, man. I've been brushing up on my conspiracy theories, Connor. That's my out of boxing experience I've been doing this week. But go on, carry on. Let me do that.
Out of boxing experience. You're rocking the glasses today?
Yeah, because I've got a ring light and I'm meant to be wearing glasses and my eyes go into stroke mode. I just interviewed Marley Mason, the professional boxer. Yeah. And I'm sitting there towards the end and my eyes are going like that. So I thought, let me put these on because they actually help me to focus. So, yeah. Yeah, man.
That's all right. It's been a really good week in boxing. Well, relatively good week in boxing. We've had lots going on. So we will just go. Let's go straight into it. I've broke it down. Obviously, we've got the banners as per. So we've got Brad. Well, we'll do Magnificent Seven. We've got Brad Pauls winning the British title. Now I've given this its own little section because obviously I interviewed Brad Pauls like 5 months ago.
What a fight!
Yeah, that's why it's got its own section. Brilliant fight. I mean, Nathan Heaney always brings it, but incredible.
I'm open to seeing three. Let's put that one out there now. I want to see three. I want to see Brad Pauls and Nathan Heaney three. The trilogy, the trilogy that we need to see as the British boxing public. 100%.
Of course,
great fight.
It was
well deserved.
Yeah, and the first fight was brilliant as well. So we've got just two there. Why not? The trilogy would be. I don't see why it wouldn't be as good. Give Heaney a shot.
You stick a little Eddie Hearn. Go on then. That one. Eddie Hearn.
Yeah. Well, we've got all sorts going. So I think, that was a great fight. Obviously, that event was brilliant. We'll get on to the event. Brad Pauls now British title holder. Where can he go from there? All sorts. Denzel Bentley will be looking because Denzel Bentley obviously lost to Heaney in the first Magnificent Seven event. These events are brilliant, by the way. Little like simple shows, just pretty much all domestic, but they're brilliant. So well done to Queensbury for that.
These cards right now, in my opinion, are now, because there was that period of time where Queensbury was doing a lot in Saudi, and less over here, and Boxer capitalized on it for a little while. But now Queensbury have come back, and I can't lie to you. The cards that they're putting on, they're all competing to have the best card on telly, and they really, let's be honest. But I think, the Magnificent Seven card, I've got to say tops maybe the card we was talking about earlier in the year with Dan Aziz and Buatsi, in my opinion.
That was good as well. That was brilliant.
That was an unreal card, by the way. Not knocking it, but I'm just saying I think that all these cards are pushed each other to go another gear. So I think it's good.
Yeah. Well, that's the key is the fact they're actually having to make the fights good now because they have an expectation, and we're going to get on to a bit more about what's going on with Saudi because they've been making moves this week, but that is a little bit later on.
Connor loves the banners, I've got this. He loves it. He's got colourful banners and.
I know. Nice. Oh man, I love it. I just sort out all the stuff, and it's really satisfying to just work my way through it. So now we'll talk a little bit, a couple of fights. Chantel Cameron's first fight on Queensbury obviously left Matchroom after mainly issues regarding Katie Taylor. It seemed that she felt she wasn't priority. Fair enough. She's never going to be priority to Eddie Hearn over Katie Taylor. Let's be honest. Not sure if that's right, but that's just the way it is. Obviously, she wins. Not a bad win. The surprising ones are Dacry's getting the knockout. Zach Parker had a good performance as well. A lot of people were giving them a lot of hate, saying this, snooze fest fights, whatever, and they were good. They were really good. And the key one, Echo Esserman with a potential knockout. That is brutal. I don't think we can show it here, and I've not set it up. So I think copyright reasons we definitely can't. But it'll be the highlights will be out on the Queensbury channel. That is insane, that knockout. A short left hook, and it just takes his life away for a split second, and then obviously he's all right after. But yeah, and that fight just in general was brilliant, actually.
Unreal cards, knockouts, scraps, great technical boxing matches, everything that you want to see from a boxing card, to be honest with you. I know that sounds cliche, but it's not, considering some of the cards that we've been exposed to over the year. And some of them were Queensberry cards, that I'm very critical of. So, it's good. It's good. This format of what they're doing, it's not new, but it's more often we're seeing this than not. Whereas before, they were putting all their money into big cards, like for Queensberry was Fury and Dillian White, and then had an atrocious undercard. So it's like, this is like, get all of the good fights at a level that is going to sell somewhere out. Put it on a card, because I think maybe a couple of years ago, the Heaney and Paul's fight may have been on the undercard of like one of the big fights. I think it would have taken away the shine from it. I'm glad that had its own main card, and I'm glad Chantel Cameron got on it, and obviously the knockout as well by Essieman. Yeah, you can go on all day talking about it, man. It was unreal.
Oh yeah, and that's with a dropout of David Adelaide, who normally is one of the more entertaining guys on those cards.
And Adelaide, did you see what happened afterwards?
Afterwards, yeah, you could see they don't like each other. I mean, that fight is going to happen.
Do you know what? I
mean, it's just selling the fight. It's just selling the fight.
I know of, obviously, Daiquiris is sorry, not Daiquiris. Daiquiris is from Birmingham, but Adelaide is from West London. He's not far from me, and mutual people. And I think he's just like that in general. Like, he's very sellable. He's getting himself in a great position, and he gets that way because of his demeanor and the way he is. Like, it's one of them things. He's brought his personality from how he is outside of the ring and bring it to how he is in the ring. There's nothing wrong with that. And the personality is always going to come out more because this is fighting. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. He's probably like it outside the ring, but maybe less violence and more joking around, if that makes sense.
You can tell he's a bit of a sort of class clown in the best way possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
a very strong class clown.
One that you don't want to probably say is class clown to his face if you don't know.
Probably not.
But I mean, in a good way, it's fun.
No, it's funny. I seen Daiquiris and Adelaide get into a conversation. They were talking to Boxing Social, and then October Red got involved. I could hear her in the background of their interview. I was cracking up. I respect it though. She said what she needed to say, and it's good. But it was all funny. The whole thing was just funny to listen and watch.
Yeah. But that sells the fight when they do the next 7 event, or they do probably not a Saudi, probably not quite big enough for a Saudi event, but when they do these events, that's sold already. Like, you've got the clips, you've got the bit of backstory now where there's been a pullout, which was fair enough, it was injury, but whatever. And Daiquiri's actually got a knockout, which I don't mean in a disrespectful way. You don't need to knock people out, but it just boosts your profile, because I think a lot of people thought of him as a bit of a pillow fist guy.
You know what? As well? Yeah, I think as well these cards are good. It was your hometown Birmingham, and I think there's a lot of good fighters coming out of Birmingham now as well.
True.
Specifically, and they're not, and these cards are giving them the exposure that they need. So I respect it massively.
Yeah,
massively.
Yeah, a great event again. Not much more we can say about it. I hopefully just see more of that, because as much as the Saudi cards, they are ridiculously good. You can't complain. The fact that it's not in the UK, you can have mixed opinions in. Well, they're bringing obviously the Anthony Joshua Dubois one is in the UK, but it's nice that you've still got sort of your home shows, if you like. And that is good, because the thing is, Brad Paul's Nathan Heaney, chances that ends up on a Riyadh season is pretty slim. So the fact that you've got that still coming through anyway is like, that's great. And it does, and you're right earlier, it does deserve its own event, its own backing. So that's great. Now we're going to move on. It's a bit of a weird one. There's 4 fights in this event. Junto Nakatani. Now I'm bringing this up. It's sort of pointless. He knocked him out in round 1, as he seems to always do. He's now 28-0, 21 knockouts. He's honestly just ridiculous. 4 fights in the whole event, which is just weird, but whatever. But Nakatani, again, in a fight that was meant to be a little bit harder, has just put him away. And he seems to be just doing that with everyone now.
Flipping great shot as well.
Oh, I know.
Can't show it because of copyright.
He's putting them all away, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've and if I'm not wrong, hasn't he just signed a promotional contract with someone?
Yeah. He's just done a co-promotional deal with Top Rank and a Japanese promoter that I think he was already with. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's going to be a pound for pound star. I think it won't take long. It'll be all it'll take is an American, because that's normally the way. It takes one American, like Stephen Fulton with No Illinois, where everyone sort of goes, there's a chance the American will do it, and then they get put to bed. And I don't mean that I really like Stephen Fulton, but that's all it'll take. Nakatani versus Inoue is possible, and that is the fight. That is imagine that in Japan. They'll do 60,000 minimum. You could have, oh my God, that fight's good.
Americans will say it should be over here because they should fight over there.
Yeah, but they're Americans will say that about any fight. So
yeah, it's true.
But
that's a big fight. That is a massive fight if they can make that happen. And I would wake up early in the morning to watch that.
Well, if it's in Japan, it will be at about midday on a Tuesday or something. So
I'll have to watch it.
And hopefully, if they do it like they did last time, they'll put it on a bank holiday, which would be even better. But yeah, I mean there's no rumors around that even happening, so that's not. There's nothing about that says it could, but it's just possible because of the weight. But yeah, Nakatani is ridiculous. And on the undercard, there was a knockout. Now I don't know the names. I haven't looked up, and I'm realizing that now. Doesn't matter. That is probably more brutal than the Echo Esserman one, and I again can't show it. But maybe if we turn this into a clip on TikTok, I might be able to get away with it there. So who knows? Anyway, now you're going to hate me for the next one, the next banner.
Before you go into the next banner, is there any comments from TikTok?
No. So TikTok, we've got 4 people in. No comments just yet. I've been keeping an eye on it. We've had quite a few people joining, but yeah, no.
Remember to put the link in the comments.
It doesn't work still, so I need to find a jammy way of doing it.
For YouTube. Have you done it for YouTube?
Oh shit. Yeah, well, that's a good point. Right, I'll do that now. You waffle. Yeah. I'll do that now.
So, guys, just obviously we've seen a recent. We'll go back off into Paolo's conspiracy theories a little bit before we go talk about the rubbish that Connor's going to talk about next. But I will open to talk about it. Donald Trump's shooting was staged. Yeah, I'm saying that.
Why are we bringing that up?
The earth is flat. I don't know. Let's go. There we go. And Connor, we're back.
The earth is flat.
Guys,
my God.
The guys, we can confidently say, though, something that is definitely confirmed. You can join by clicking that link there where you can have your say on the boxing. That is confirmed, Connor.
Yeah, that is confirmed. That part's fine.
A flat invite. You see what I've done there? And join. Let us know your boxing opinion. I'm sure you lot are going to want to jump on the next one because I'm about to cuss this one out, and I think I know what's coming.
Oh yeah. Well, we have to talk, but you know what? We've been avoiding it, and the fact is, it's going to get views. So fuck it. Right. Should Jake Paul get some respect now? Now, there's a reason I've worded it like this, and it's because Terence Crawford did an interview. He got asked about it, and he thinks Jake Paul should be getting a bit of respect because he's putting the graft in.
Because Terence Crawford says Jake Paul should be getting respect, everyone should go, Nah, sorry. Right. Jake Paul is improved massively in terms of his boxing ability. I can't knock him. I can't. Yeah. You can't sit here, if you watch boxing, and say that he has not improved as a boxer. However, let's look, because I had this argument with someone the other day, and I'm just going to bring up some facts. So the 3 boxing fights he's had, which were against fucking Ryan Borderland. Sorry, excuse my language. Ryan Borderland, Who was the other one? The American guy that was
Andre August.
Andre August and Tommy Fury. They're the 3 ranked boxers that he's fought.
Yeah.
That are actually boxers. So Andre August, I think he's ranked 339th in the world. Ryan Borland's actually below him, but he's been inactive. It's a bit weird. So Ryan Borland, out of 1,295 cruiserweights, because I've looked this up. Oh, are you there? Are you there?
I am. You've frozen for me. I'm not sure.
Bear with me.
That's all right. All right. Well, I'm alone. This is a bit odd. For the people on TikTok, can only apologise because it looks really funky. I think I'll leave him to talk about it. People on TikTok, how many people are actually here? 5. What do you reckon? Should Jake Paul be getting some respect now? That's what that says. It's a bit weird. Oh, you can't see my mouse. What am I doing? What am I doing? Oh, it feels weird being alive alone. Well. Hold on. Right, we're back.
Apologies.
Oh, I'm on this side now. That's all right.
Ryan Borland.
Yeah.
Sorry, as I was saying, Ryan Borland is ranked 230th, I think, out of 1,295 fighters on cruiserweights. I think this is on BoxRec, but it could be the other way around. But furthermore, they're just far down the list. So he's won against them, yeah? He fought Tommy Fury and lost, who's ranked, for whatever reason, 99th in the world. Yeah?
Yeah.
In terms of cruiserweights. Why, I don't know, but he lost, yeah? Other than that, he's fought UFC fighters. Anderson Silva, who's 52 years old. Mike Perry, who normally fights at 170 in the UFC. He moved up to 184, but they reckon that Jake Paul walked in at 215 on fight night, even though the cruiserweight limit's 200, which I don't understand. But they reckon his walking in weight on fight night was 215 pounds. Whereas Mike Perry,
rehydration, but that's mental, yeah. All right.
Yeah, they reckon Mike Perry was 40 pounds lighter than Jake Paul.
Right. Okay.
So there's that, but also he's not like he's going to fight a 60-year-old man next in Mike Tyson. I don't care what people say. The guy is not a heavyweight champion of the world anymore, a ferocious fighter. He is a man who's old enough to qualify for Freedom Pass.
Yeah, he gets free bus tickets, yeah.
Yeah, but he defo doesn't drive a bus because he's got more money than me and you, so he gets in his Bentley, and I hear it. So, but my point I'm trying to make is he's not fighting people that says to me, he wants to be a better boxer. He wants to go and fight professional boxers. People say fight pro boxers. When I say fight pro boxers, I don't mean go and pick up John off the street just because he's had 10 professional fights 15 years ago and go fight him because he was a pro boxer. I'm talking, you want to fight the Canelos, you want to fight these people, go and fight top 30 cruiserweights, top 40 cruiserweights. Start getting wins against them, move your way down. Then we will see what you're really about. I'll be brutally honest with you. I don't think he beats a single fighter in the top 40 cruiserweights.
I agree with that.
Top 40 is fair, you know.
Yeah, I wouldn't actually give him even top 60 odd, to be honest. I
don't know. The way that boxing is some people in there. Tommy Fury's 99, so that's why I'm saying. Yeah. So, should he be getting respect? I wouldn't say respect. I'd say well done for beating another UFC fighter. What do you want from the boxing fraternity? Should I call it? What do you want from us? Do you want us to say, yeah, you're good now? Because I don't think he's that good, but he's all right. He can box. He can move. Mike Perry can't move though, and Mike Perry can't box. I know that because if anyone watches that fight, I've never seen someone move around the ring and not guard his face, defend his face, like one hand up here, or like his hands were like here. The way his feet movement as well gets around the ring. Stuff that you learn as an amateur when you're maybe you see them teaching amateurs when they're 10, 11, 12. When I learned working like doing a bit with my friend boxing wise, that was the first thing I think I was ever taught when I'd done a bit of it, and it was getting the right movement in your feet first before you do anything else. But Perry was walking around the ring like, I don't know, I don't even know if we can swear on this go for it.
I think it makes a difference.
Had something shoved up his arse. That's what he was walking around the ring like. That's my brutal opinion.
Yeah, that's fair.
What did you think, Connor?
I mean, I respect him because he's making loads of money, and he's managing to sell it as if it is.
That's the commercial side of it. You cannot knock him at all.
Even on the Canelo stuff, where he's saying about that, and everyone's saying, "Oh, that's ridiculous." He is. If he's 215 in the ring right now, he's about 60 pounds heavy.
Connor, stop it.
No. I'm not saying he beats Canelo. I'm not saying that. He's not even going to fight Canelo. I'm not saying that. But when he goes there and says, I'm going to fight Canelo, no, he's not. But that kind of ridiculous, the fact he's all right being that ridiculous is I kind of respect that because he knows how to sell himself.
Do you know
the boxing stuff? I'll respect him. The fact he's still doing it. Despite how much money he's made, he's still going.
He's got his company, Most Valuable Promotions, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean he's making like just shit.
They've secured Serrano and Katie Taylor were meant to have got like a £6 million payday on the undercard, and that's under Most Valuable Promotions. So I can't knock. Do you know what? I will say one thing about Jake Paul, and I'm going to give him some credit. I can't knock what he's done for boxers. Like in terms of, he's actually took a real interest in boxing. He might not be that good at it himself. Yeah, I'll be brutally honest with you. It's my opinion. But his promotional side of things, he's done. Look what he's done for fighters. Look what he's done for Amanda Serrano. Yeah. I can't knock him. Outside of that, though, he's a bag of shit. But yeah.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see where he goes because honestly, even though I know he is young, but he's not actually young for a boxer. Not for a guy that's just started out 3, 4, 5 years ago, whatever.
No.
So it'll be interesting. He's not winning the world title. If he's fighting at cruiserweight, other cruiserweights, they'll do him in. He's still really open. Mike Perry was shit. Not disrespecting him because he's got in there, probably made the highest payday of his career. But that's the problem. These guys have just jumped in for money. They've jumped in with no hope of winning. Let's be brutally honest with you. Yeah, but I think there is an ego thing where these guys are like, I've been in the UFC, I've done bare knuckle, and Mike Perry's like, he's a bare knuckle champion. So I think.
Yeah.
Do you not think there's a bit of an ego where they go, he's a YouTuber, I'm just going to get in there?
My question is, just for 1 second, because we get back to Jake Paul. How many UFC fighters are going to come over and try the sport before they stop? Because right now...
all of them. Until the UFC pays better, they'll keep coming.
Yeah, they'll keep coming, and they're losing. I mean, like, they're losing when they fight. They're not fighting. Like, the only one to actually go and push himself to try and do something was Ngannou.
And then we saw that with the AJ fight,
And Fury, he still lost. He did, and I will clear one thing up about that Ngannou fight. Yeah, Ngannou did lose, by the way, purely because of punch count and that sort of thing, which is what is scored for. Queensberry boxing rules, all that sort of thing. Boxing rules in general. The fights are scored off, punches landed, all that sort of thing. So he didn't throw a lot of punches. He threw when he did. I reckon, he did hurt Fury 1,000,000%, but I don't think he done enough to win it. But as you go back to my point, and then second fight, he absolutely got annihilated by Joshua. There were people that were saying that he would do something against Joshua, and this is the thing with Jake Paul. They've created this narrative where everyone says that this is the fighter that's going to knock you out. This is the fighter that's going to knock me out. I'll be honest with you. Every fight that I've seen Jake Paul in or heard about, because I don't watch them, heard about. I've looked at it and gone, Jake Paul's going to win.
Yeah.
Bar the Tommy Fury fight.
Yeah, I think maybe initially when the UFC guys were coming over, there was a sort of, well, I'm being told that this guy's a former UFC champion, so
Must be decent.
yeah, he must. He's gonna have that sort of that thing in him that just takes him past the YouTuber. And then you realise that Jake Paul can box. He's not anything special. Probably won't be anything special, but he can box. So if you get in there and you've got no experience properly boxing, and it's different to bare knuckle, it's different to UFC, all sorts.
Eddie Hearn said it correctly to Jake Paul's face, and I love it, this comment, because he's such he's arrogance when he said it as well. It was like, you're never going to be world level. Yeah, you're never going to get there. You're not good enough. But there's nothing wrong with being average. It's true, though. There is
Jake Paul's face in that just drains. It's brilliant.
Yeah. But there's nothing wrong with being average. Average could be, to some people, like, let's differentiate the two. Yeah, world level is, winning world titles, doing everything. There's getting to a really good level, and then there's competing and being average, and then there's, not being so average. Yeah. If Eddie Hearn's saying he's average, I don't think that's a disrespect.
No, not for a guy at his age who's
he's been boxing for 4 years, I think.
Yeah.
And, his brother is definitely not good at it. His brother is something else. His brother's probably that, just not good at it. Put everything into your energy drink. But Jake Paul is improved. The question being, should Jake Paul be getting some respect now? I will respect his ability. I will respect him to keep getting in the ring. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But outside of that, I don't know what Terence Crawford means by should he be getting some respect, because on what level?
He was giving him respect for the work ethic. I was looking to my eyes to see if I had it
1,000,000%. But I think Jake Paul's a natural athlete, by the way, he's fitter than the average person in terms of his athletic ability. He's able to do more in terms of athletic ability than the average person. I think his background in high school is he was a wrestler. A lot of them guys in America, are, when they go through that kind of regime through high school, and that they are naturally fitter than, probably half the kids I went to school with, who after school, instead of wrestling, were sitting in the chicken shop, man, just jamming it up. 2 for 2. Sam's, you know about that one from London, and if you, Connor, you might know about it, or you might not, but you probably won't. Sam's 2 for 2 used to get 2 wings, 2 chips, £2.
Ooh.
2 wings, 2 wings. That I'm doing it. No justice there. 2 burgers, 2 chips, and a drink, £2. That's before inflation. So that's what the people in my school were doing. But in Jake Paul's school, they were probably training. He is fitter than the average person in terms of athleticism. I can't knock his work ethic 1,000,000%. Everything he does, I think we know better than anyone, to do with what we're doing and all the content that we do and everything else. This is hard, like doing interviews and stuff and editing it all up. He travels halfway around the road promoting these events. So his work ethic should be commended. But outside of that, he's not going anywhere in terms of boxing. But he'll be richer than I ever will be. So you
don't know that. Although he's probably got 100 million in the bank, so we'll see.
Yeah. Well, we've got a long way to catch up with him, Connor. Anyway, and if you don't, how you can make that happen, guys, watching this, by like, sharing, subscribing. I mean,
right now we've got quite an interesting one that I wasn't expecting. I think last week we might have spoke a little bit about this.
Loma, man.
Lomachenko's not in the mood.
He ain't got a fight, man. He ain't got a fight. He does what he wants. Puts his feet up, sun lounger, or whatever it is that he's doing outside of boxing. I don't know, but I think he spends a lot of time in Ukraine, actually.
Yeah, so the reason is he wants to spend more time with his family, so he's not in the mood to fight. That's fine, not a problem, makes sense, but disappointing. Everything going on, completely understandable. So I'm not going to sit here and go, "Oh, what the fuck?"
No, but I know. But we talk about in terms of boxing, disappointed because he's not fighting Shakur Stevens, Gervonta Davis. No, I don't think he's disappointed, because I think Lomachenko is at a point in his career where I don't think he needs to prove anything to anyone.
No, but this is the sort of the best boxer in the division as well. Yeah, proven wise, the best boxer in the division versus the biggest puncher. That's always interesting. That is the fight that I want. Like, is that not?
I get where you're saying, but I think Gervonta Davis has fought him too late. Like, it's gonna go where I think it's gonna go. But then saying that though, I was watching a lot of videos about Gervonta Davis recently, and there's a lot of criticism that comes under him because of the rounds that he loses during fights, and it's a lot as well. He loses a lot of rounds. It would be interesting to see him deal with a fighter like Lomachenko, who will be such a difficult boxer to fight and probably be the best boxer that he's ever been in the ring with.
And can hurt him.
And can move as well.
Could potentially hurt him,
yeah. But Tank also possesses that power to hurt him. It is a fight that, I'll be totally honest with you, like, it's not a fight that I jumped out of my seat for. I need to see that Tank and Shakur fight. But obviously, the WBC's just ordered Zepeda.
Yep. So, I'm just happy to see Zepeda getting in there. I'm a massive fan. Shakur Tank is that, and Loma Tank are my favorite fights. Wouldn't mind Shakur Loma, but I feel like we've already seen that with the Haney fight. I think it's very similar.
Which Haney lost, by the way. I'm just going to put that one out there.
Not
he won
me, but fair enough.
But Lomachenko won that fight. Lomachenko won that fight. But that's another example of shit reffing and not judging. Sorry.
No, don't do that. That's not shit judging.
I'm going there.
That fight is so close. That is where whoever wins that deserves it. Whoever loses is unlucky. It's one of those ones. They were both brilliant.
Wrong person won.
Not
man.
For me. Not for me. But that's fine. Obviously. No, the not in the mood thing that I've quoted there is just more for the.
But what does this mean for Lomachenko though? Because his age, so he's not taking his fight. Fair enough. But I feel like when he's at the age that he's at, can he afford to expect? No, he can do what he wants, obviously, and take as long as he wants out the ring. He's made probably enough money to be able to sort out what he needs to sort out. But I mean, in terms of him wanting to probably do well in boxing, can he afford to take a year and a half out the ring and or a year out the ring and expect to come back at the same ability that he would probably been at maybe a year and a half ago? Because he's going to take a break towards January now. Then it's a 3-month training camp. So, you're not going to see him fight till January, February, March, maybe March or April 2025 if he decides to fight, unless they come out of a shock date and he's just keeping himself fit now. But I don't know.
Well, I think the thing is he's not lucky, but he's in a good situation where anybody but Tank, Shakur, maybe Zepeda won't touch him. They're not going to come near him.
I would like to see the Teofimo match though.
Yeah, that'd be good. Match. But I think he can afford to take the time. Maybe not. It's a bit of a hard one from a point of if he wants to unify again. Because he's not going to go to 140, I don't think. I think he's pretty happy at lightweight, 135. If he wants to unify the belts again, age is a problem there. And then taking time off is, that's an issue. He should be fighting in different circumstances. He should be fighting. Well, on a boxing term, he should be fighting again this year. Or fighting this year. But he's been boxing his whole life. At his age, it does kind of make sense he'd want a break, especially with everything going on. His manager was saying he wants to spend time with his family. He's not in the mood to fight. He just wants to spend more time with his family, and that's fair. Can't really judge him for it.
But when you look at his personal life, it is mad though, because it's like when you actually think about it, a lot of his family is still based in Ukraine. There is a whole war where you've got Russia trying to wipe them off the planet. Yeah. So it's like it's mad. Like Gervonta could never ever imagine having that situation. It don't matter how bad his situation is like it's not the same. Do you see what I'm saying? So I don't know. I think there's an element of it where it's like people are disappointed, but yeah, you're right. We can't. Outside of that, you can be disappointed, but I think anyone, not us, but anyone that sort of commented on it can't judge him because, I mean, I'm not living in a war-torn country. Do you know what I mean? I don't have yet.
No, I think we're all right for a little bit. A few more boxing this week's to go before we get to that point. But
fucking hell, just a few. I wasn't expecting you to say a couple. You know.
You're all right. You're not the one that's going to get drafted. But well, no, to be fair, I don't make the cut for that. So actually, well, Rishi's not even in anymore, so that's not possible. Right now, we've got the return of a GOAT. Well, probably my GOAT. Well,
wait, because this is news to me. Pac-Man returns in gimmick fight against Kickboxer. Is this fight not for the WBC title?
No, so that's against Barrios, and that's not confirmed. So we're going to talk about that as well under this. But this is I've only brought this up. I don't actually know when this is. It could be this weekend. I brought this up because there's a funny bit to it, which is just that he's fighting a champion kickboxer exhibition fight. And the kickboxer's getting fined something like $5 million if he kicks him. If he kicks Manny Pacquiao, he gets $5 million fine. So I thought that was just it's just kind of funny. The reason I'm also bringing this up is you've obviously had loads of rumors about Pacquiao and, potentially, but also looking slightly likely he's going to fight for a world title this year. How do we feel about that? He's doing a gimmick fight against a kickboxer where you've got some stupid rules. Yeah, I know.
It's like you do this to me every week because you know what name I'm going to bring up as well.
Of course.
We be crooks. We spoke about this last week as well, a little bit, not in depth. But how do I feel about it? I'll watch the gimmick fight for a laugh. Pac-Man and Kickboxer. I'll see what that's saying. But I won't stay up for it. But I'll watch it the next day. In terms of his fight against Barrios, I don't really understand it, to be honest. Don't make any sense. But these days, I feel like you've just got to do a favor for Mauricio Suleiman, and I'm not saying what that favor could be, but it could be anything by the sounds of it. You get a title shot. I mean, let your imagination run wild there, but
right.
Or if you've got, if you fought what you fought, and I'm thinking what you fought, you've got a very dirty mind, so it wasn't that. What I was going to say was, not you, I'm talking about the viewers. Pac-Man paying him money to get a title shot. You thought I was going to say something else.
No. That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. I always say that could have happened as well, but you never know. But Pac-Man, I don't know. Some money's been exchanged because I don't know how you get a title. I don't know how you warrant justifying giving Pacquiao a title shot.
Yeah, obviously. Barrios is 42. Pacquiao is 45. I mean, obviously, activity and all that comes into it. And Pacquiao's last fight was 2021 against Ugas, and then he lost. Barrios obviously coming off. I don't think he's fought since knocking out O'Hara Davis. So age-wise, it's not that far. It still doesn't sit right that he's going to get this immediate title shot. But are the WBC ever going to turn down Manny Pacquiao, who's going to bring in, however many? He'll instantly, it'll be pay-per-view, and he'll bring in 200, 300,000 easily. They're going to watch that. So if it does happen, should also be said, Pacquiao does say he's got a fight with somebody every week, and it never seems to happen. Whether it's Mayweather or Amir Khan exhibition or all sorts you hear.
Didn't Pacquiao get fined by Mayweather for announcing the fight in the ring? Do you remember?
Yeah.
That was quite funny. That was on in a Louis card, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah. He just He just can't let it go, Pacquiao, which I think is fair enough.
Why
it's the same with Mayweather.
Is it fair enough, though?
I think so. I was saying this earlier. I was talking to my mum about this. If there's a reason that like Mayweather still does exhibitions, still trains, he can't really let the microphone go, and Pacquiao is always involved. And it's because we're talking about two of the best ever, and they've got some unparalleled dedication into the sport that they just can't get out of.
I don't know, because look, I think he's genuinely doing it. Like Mayweather is the best businessman that you'll ever see involved in boxing. The best. Yeah?
Yeah.
The best. By far, by a country mile. There ain't a single person who will get close, I ever think, to what Mayweather's done with his investments, money, etc. outside. I just don't think there is. He takes his fights because he just wants money. Like, there's no other reason. It's not boxing, I don't think. It's money, man. He fought Deji,
really?
KSI's brother. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
And literally treated it like he was taking a kid round the park. It was quite funny to watch. You know what I mean? He fought Logan Paul, who was how much heavier than him. And there was rumors in that fight that he knocked out Logan Paul, but he kept him up.
There's a bit where he hits him and he just holds him.
And he holds him up, which is why, obviously, going back to what you said about Jake Paul, I also think these fights are staged. Another one of my conspiracy theories, Connor. But,
I don't know, but that's fine. Should he get a world title shot? No, he shouldn't. I think that's clear.
Just walk into the sunset, man. What is he running? When he running for like president of flipping Philippines like 4 years ago?
Yeah, he was. He is in the government. He is a member of the government in the Philippines.
So
it's just not enough. It's not enough. He needs adrenaline or something.
Madness. It's madness. I don't get it. But there's not much to say about it, to be honest with you, apart from no, he shouldn't have a title shot. And anyone that says he does needs to get their head checked.
I think anyone that says he does probably has a check in their pocket from him, in fairness, yeah.
Well, clearly not, because some of the comments I've read, we got on Instagram, they defo don't have checks. Some of them don't even look like they got teeth at saying it. So what I'm trying to say to you is, Bill from Doncaster reckons you should have a title shot, and I'm not giving real names, but I've seen comments and the photos. They didn't have teeth, so yeah, missing checks, missing teeth, and they still had that opinion. That's what I'm saying, man.
Missing checks, missing teeth. That's got to be a title of something. We'll use that somehow. Yeah, we'll move on. Big news, sort of big news. Canelo's next fight has been pretty much confirmed. Hopefully, it looks like it's
Berlanga.
Edgar Berlanga. Nah. It's just not interesting, honestly.
Yeah, one of them.
Berlanga's
but we're not going to see him fight Benavidez now either, because Benavidez has chosen to stay at light heavyweight. Yeah. So I don't know what fights, but maybe the only fight now, if the Benavidez fight ain't there and he's fighting Berlanga, but he might as well just jump in the ring with Terence now, man.
Nah, Chris and Billy from France. That's I don't think he's getting out of bed for that. But he'll he's and Billy doesn't bring enough money, and
I'm sure and Billy would love that fight, but because he's getting paid nicely, but Berlanga does history. Fight.
Yeah, it's not the best. I think Canelo schools him very similar to the Munguia fight, but probably more dominant.
How many fights do you reckon he's got left? Don't get me wrong. I know ability-wise, the guy could go on for years, in my opinion. But how many fights do you think mentally he's got left?
He seems just still very involved. He doesn't seem to have slowed down at all, and he's not in the two losses. He just
We
got
got any
outboxed.
TikTok
He didn't get
comments as
hurt.
well.
No. We had one earlier. It was what's happened this week in boxing, then, which was just that was at the start. So we'll leave that. Other than that, no. We're all good. Although also thank you to Ben Ramsey, who I think took us to 1,000 followers on TikTok. So that's quite cool still on the live. So, whoa, come on. Although to be fair, that doesn't actually mean as much because we can go live at like 9:50 or something.
Yeah.
But still appreciate it. So I'd say 5 or 6, 3 years, 2 fights a year, 3 years. No.
Yeah, maybe. I just don't know who he's going to fight.
He'll want the Bivol rematch still. He'll always want that whilst Bivol's still fighting.
Man. Bivol's tied up for another year, I reckon.
That one at 168 pounds. What is there? Chris and Billy is a mandatory, so he will have to. He will at some point that will get ordered, and that will be a brilliant fight. And Billy is brilliant to watch. I don't know if he could beat Canelo, but he's still brilliant to watch. You've got David Morrell Jr. I think he technically might have gone up to 175 as well. If he hasn't, that's a brilliant fight as well. But again, I think Canelo does it. There's not many options. He could drop to middleweight? But again, I don't know what fights really that are there that are massively. Obviously, Chris Eubank Jr. fight was mentioned, but
Canelo's been done everything, man. He's in my opinion completed boxing. So I think he's just here for vibes now. But it is sad though because this is like my generation of fighters all retiring, man.
Well, I don't think he'll retire. I just think the quality of fights is going to go down because he's gone through everyone. We've got a new generation coming through now, but I don't think any of them are quite good enough to dethrone him just yet.
Munguia was meant to be that guy as well.
Yeah, and he got completely out.
And I think if Benavidez would have stayed in that middleweight division,
that's the fight. That is the fight.
But I think Canelo would have to go up to light heavy now, on which he's already said Benavidez is too heavy at middleweight. He's definitely not fighting him at light heavyweight.
Yeah. I think the Crawford fight is that because the way it's going to go down, Crawford's hunting for it. Crawford will work his way up, and the money will get put on the table by Riyadh, by Saudi.
Yeah.
And Canelo, any boxer, it's all right. Like any boxer, Canelo likes money, and if they'll put down Canelo Crawford is. I mean, in terms of numbers, is that the biggest fight there is? Potentially AJ Fury.
Canelo Crawford would be, in terms of the American Canelo Crawford, it would be a big fight because you're literally talking about arguably one of the best Mexican fighters of all time.
Yeah.
Against one of the best pound for pound boxers of all time. It's like.
Well, that's doing 2 million pay-per-view easily, right?
1,000,000%. So
yeah.
Tyson Fury and Joshua would be as big in this country, and people around Europe would watch it maybe, but I think the hype would be mainly driven across the UK. And we're nowhere near the size of America, so I would say that, Canelo and Terence would probably do more pay-per-view. Depending on how many
people
you can see why that can watch. Depending on how many people in America watch Fury and Joshua.
I think a lot would. I mean, Fury's a big name over there.
Joshua's a big name over there.
He is, but then the only time he's been there, he obviously lost to Ruiz, which shouldn't be defining. But America, well, actually, no, all boxing fans are pretty two-faced. One minute they love you, next they absolutely think you're shit. So whatever. But I think I mean, that'll happen if Crawford really wants it, and Crawford's actually beats Madrimov, goes to 160, maybe fights there. I think he would probably win at one. Assuming the weight isn't a massive issue, I think he wins at 160.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone there's good enough. I mean, Janabek's brilliant, but Crawford, Canelo, and then imagine that Canelo beats Crawford, and that's it.
Walking to the sunset.
That'd be the perfect ending, but
no, Canelo, he
whatever.
Stop and then he'd go and fight
No.
John O'Reilly, the new up and coming middleweight.
Yeah, he'd fight everyone. Honestly, I mean, he's what? He's 34, 35? He's not that old.
Do you know who Canelo reminds me of? Yeah, Canelo, in terms of like the mentality, the athleticism and everything else, and just like him wanting to stick around. If you compared it to like a footballer, I would say he's like Ronaldo.
Yeah, I was thinking that's who you're going to bring up. It's exactly like Ronaldo.
Like if Canelo had a son who was like 16, 17, he'd wait for him to turn 18 just so he could spar with him, I reckon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I can't. And you know what? I've got no disrespect for Canelo, but that's going to be an easy fight for him. Easy work, another win. But he's a great fighter, and I don't think he's got to prove anything to anyone. So he could fight. He could fight within Dave down the pub, and I'd probably go. Do you know what I mean? Seriously, like
he's done enough. He's got that resume. Yeah, you're right. He's done enough in his career that you don't look at it. He could take any fight. Now, obviously, everyone wants Benavidez, then Crawford, and then maybe and Billy if he's booked the top.
You know the mad thing about that Benavidez fight? The only person that needs the Benavidez-Canelo fight is Benavidez. Canelo don't need it.
Yeah. And Benavidez was mandatory. And Benavidez was mandatory, and he's let it go now. So I don't want him to be talking about it anymore.
Yeah, he should have forced that to the point where the board would have said, right, Canelo, you either fight or you got to let the title go.
I'm not saying that he definitely would have got it, but Canelo's been linked to fight Eubank Jr., Berlanga, obviously, and Billy was the mandatory, so that was brought up as a possible. He's been linked to fight all sorts at the moment. If Benavidez was still WBC mandatory right now and hadn't kind of gone, I'll piss this up, I'm just going to go away, blah, 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 then I think he could have got that fight. I think Canelo would, because the money get put on the table now.
Benavidez potentially is a mandatory now for Beterbiev's belt. So, yeah, he's done. He's made a great move. I think he's actually the mandatory to fight the winner of Beterbiev and Bivol.
Yeah.
But they got a 2-fight deal. So it's like, that's another fight we're not going to see for a year. And that's if Beterbiev takes the second fight. He is 40 on Beterbiev, isn't it?
He's 39 now or whatever. And by the time the rematch is meant to happen, he'll be 40. Obviously, they're fighting October 12th. I saw both of them have now they're into camp now. So it does look like that will happen, which I hope it does. That is, Bivol Beterbiev. It now looks they are both started camp the same week actually. So, that's. Well, I mean, we won't talk about that because we spoke about that before.
We've got to do a live watch along for that one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. So Berlanga's fine. Berlanga's got a chance here. He's going to lose, I think, near certain. He's got a chance to just show that he's better than what people currently think, because currently, I don't think much of him. I don't think many people think too much of him.
But when you're talking about him in the shadow of Canelo, that's probably like most fighters that go against Canelo.
I mean just generally. I just mean generally. From what I've seen of Berlanga, I've watched his last 2 or 3. I thought he's won. One of them was possibly controversial. Just doesn't massively interest me, Berlanga. But same as Munguia, although Munguia I thought was a lot better. I think he is a lot better than Berlanga. But Belanga's got a chance to put his stock up because everyone thinks a lot more of Munguia now than they did before. Because he showed all sorts of heart. I mean, Canelo not putting him down a second time is like, how's that happened with that fight? And that was a brilliant fight. But yeah, that looks to be. It looks like that's going to get confirmed at some point soon because obviously that's about 6 weeks away, really. So
yeah,
that should get confirmed next week. So hopefully next week we can kind of go, yep, it's confirmed, and then move on. But right, Riyadh season.
Before you get on to Riyadh season,
can
I just say one thing? I'm going to give you the room, Connor, to clear your name. So I was talking to Ellis and Ellis Zoro after your comments about him getting stiff. Can you just clarify what stiffed means, just so we can move on? Bury a hatchet.
Stiff is the same as shafted. Means you've been done dirty. Means you've just. It's that. That is all it is. But I say stiffed. I've always said stiffed. And I've said this, right, I've said this to my mates as well, because I was like, am I being stupid? Or is this something that I've just made up? They all think it's real as well. No, they know it's real as well. So this is from where I am. This is not my thing. That sounds great.
Okay, Ellis. Ellis is going to see this. Just to clarify, Ellis, because I'm going to send it to him and he's going to watch it. Just to clarify, Ellis, you didn't get a stiffed, you got a shafted, but in their terms, it's stiff. So yeah, that's
the same thing.
Because you want to know something funny? Yeah, he's cracking up at it. He's cracking up.
Yeah,
he found it quite funny.
I swear I can't believe that this is I thought it was like a well-known, everybody knows about that. Like, it's just a normal expression.
Yeah.
And then
but you've cleared your name now, so we
Green
can move
Diamond
on.
or whatever. Yeah.
What's that?
Right. Green Diamond, the lady you interviewed, obviously put that she didn't know about it either in your comments. I was like, Jesus Christ, nobody knows. But
but this is a bias, man. They're all from London. That's why we never heard it here. So yeah. Go on.
I'll bring it. All right. Riyadh season,
you'll bring
Turkey.
it. No, carry on.
No, not like.
Yeah.
Right. Fuck, can't even continue now. Riyadh season. Turkey Al Sheikh. Now moving on. Signs now with Golden Boy and Top Rank. That's now they've got Matchroom, Boxer, Queensbury, Golden Boy, Top Rank. They could get anybody now. Have they just taken over?
Turkey Scarface, man. He's Scarface. That's who he is, man.
They've just officially taken over, right? That's what's happened.
Yeah, Tony Montana, Turkey Montana. That's what he is now. He's taken over the world. The world is yours. Wow.
They've got everyone.
I love it though because Golden Boy were the ones who said they'd never sign a contract with him as well. That's the funniest thing. I don't ever forget. I'll never forget they said that. They were talking dirt. Then they realized the money that they could bring in. And that's not me making it up. That's actually like on video. You can see that.
No. Well, Oscar De La Hoya's said for ages, he's been like, oh, we don't need to do that or whatever. And then, well, you do.
Clearly you do.
Yeah, clearly. I mean, I heard a rumor that some of their fighters weren't, like Virgil Ortiz Jr. signed a contract with them recently, or redid his contract for like a 3-fight deal. I read somewhere that he wasn't comfortable unless they got on board with Riyadh season. Because obviously he was meant to fight against Tim Tszyu on the next week on the August 3rd card, and it just got cancelled because of Tim Tszyu's cut, I think, was still too bad from the Fundora fight. But like, it makes sense. Fight, especially if you're joining a major promotion, you're gonna at least be asking, are you involved with this? If you think you're that good, and Virgil Ortiz is, that you can be on those cards, and not only is he good enough, he's entertaining enough. I mean, 21 knockouts, like 15 first-round knockouts. He's ridiculous. He's slept on as well. People forget how good he is because he had a bit of a big layoff because of illnesses and stuff. He is ridiculously good. But yeah, I read some rumors that the fighters were sort of pushing it because obviously they want to get involved, as they should, because it's stupid money, and a lot of them are talented.
Yeah.
Top Rank are involved. Top Rank's involvement is a bit different. Their contract isn't as straightforward. I think Riyadh season will be like advertised on Top Rank shows, and I assume that means that they've just got a good relationship, so Top Rank can put their fighters across. But I don't know fully how that works. I don't think it's really confirmed until we see it. But either way, they're involved. They've got a relationship. It means that if they want a Top Rank fighter on the show, they're going to get it. That's
the boxing league will happen.
Oh
It's
yeah,
gonna look beautiful.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Can't wait, man. The only person who's not, the only promotional company at the moment who isn't signed to Riyadh season is Boxer.
Well, they're not signed, but they are involved now because they've got obviously Boatsy, Tyler Denny.
They've got fighters on there, but they're not signed to Riyadh season.
Not officially.
And I think we need to. And I think, to be fair to them, do you know what it is? I think at the moment, because of the type of fights and the cards that they're doing, it's not. They're not. They're great cards, but they're like domestic cards.
Yeah.
So I think it's a difficult case to say. You know, obviously, Eubank Jr. has signed a partnership. It's not a deal, though, is it? It's a partnership. I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
But I think I saw Eddie Hearn talking about it, and I don't think he knew what it meant. But yeah, in terms of obviously Riyadh, they're signing with everyone, and they would do these cards outside of Saudi as well.
Yeah.
That's the important thing. That's the important thing, because I think a fight at the magnitude of some of the cards they're looking at, Joshua and Dubois is a Riyadh season card, but you can't do that in Saudi. That's got to be at Wembley.
Yep. Yeah, Joshua Dubois, all British. That deserves that deserves Britain at least. Wembley with the undercard as well. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the other thing as well. It's like when you're talking about Riyadh season now signing with Golden Boy and Top Rank, the pool of fighters it opens up to in a bigger state, twice, triple, quadruple the size of the UK.
Yeah.
It's time we're told to see what he can get out of them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Mental. I mean, obviously, Top Rank have a lot of Japanese fighters, so I'm hoping the Junto Nakatanis, the Naoya Inoue will get platforms. We've already seen the rumors with Inoue, and it didn't quite work out for whatever reasons, time wise. But with Riyadh season, but now could well go through. I mean, Riyadh Turkey is he's just taking it all.
Turkey Montana, man. That's what we're calling him now. Turkey Montana. The world is yours. Have you ever watched Scarface, Connor?
I have when I was about 10. My mum put it on.
I want what's coming to me. What's coming to you, Tony? The world, Chico. That's what he's doing, man. That's what he's doing. The world, Chico.
Good little accent.
Yeah. That's my is he Puerto Rican? Tony Montana? Yeah, I think he is. Yeah, in the program. Al Pacino's definitely not Puerto Rican, but yeah. But yeah, like I said to you, Turkey Montana. That's what I'm calling him now, Connor.
Yeah. I like that. We've got nicknames for them all. We got Maurizio Moneyman, or Moneyman Solomon. We got Turkey Montana. Right. Fight week. What a fight week it is. Joyce versus Chisora. Woo!
Chisora wins. I got Chisora winning, man. I think he's too much mentally. He's too much in Joyce. Like, listen, when we actually look at the two, Chisora is been in there with higher level operators. He's been in there across. Let's not forget, you've got to remember he's fought everyone. Chisora. He's got something that Joyce ain't got. Experience there. It's true. And Chisora knows how to get into fights. Let's actually. Can you name? And I'm not talking about debate ones, but name some of the opponents. We'll go off. He fought Klitschko, right, Chisora?
Yeah, Vitaly Klitschko, I think.
Vitaly Klitschko.
That's fought Vlad as well, but Vitaly.
Klitschko, David Hay.
3 Furies.
David Hay.
Furies 3 times.
Usyk.
Hay, 'Takam. He's got a good resume.
It's. I just think the experience is going to take him through this fight.
I'm not sure. I'm not.
Do you know what?
His on the
record,
Joe Joyce that rocks up.
Yeah, his record is actually mad. If we actually look at it, he's obviously. If I go back a little bit, sorry, Connor. If I go back a little bit,
that's fine. Yeah.
So we've got. I'm going to scroll because some of the names on it is mental. Obviously he's fought Tyson Fury twice.
3 times. Yeah.
3 times. Sorry, Kevin Johnson. Listen, Kevin Johnson was a difficult fighter,
Yeah.
He's fought Kevin Johnson. He's fought David Haye, Malik Scott, Deontay Wilder's trainer.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pulev, Dillian White, Pacquiao. Pacquiao is a very good fighter, by the way. He lost against Pacquiao. Yeah, Takam, Dillian White again. Arthur Split. Do you remember Arthur Splitska?
No.
The Polish fighter.
Maybe if I saw the face, but I won't bother working out.
David Price, Usyk, Joseph Parker twice, Kubrat Pulev, Tyson Fury. Obviously, his last fight was against Gerald Washington, which he won, and now he's fighting Joe Joyce. You look at Joe Joyce's record, and it's Zhilei Zhang, Parker. They're good fights, but obviously he lost against Zhang twice. Get experience from that though. Zhilei Zhang's good. Outside of that, Daniel Dubois is probably his biggest fight. Steven's on his record.
He's got Takam as well, right? Christian Hammer as well.
I've got sour
Hammer's
taste
not.
Steven. Steven is not a good boxer, man. I think I'm going to freeze in a minute. But yeah, sorry, carry on.
That's fine. But I mean, I think if Joyce rocks up and it's the Joyce that we saw before the Zhang fights, the Joyce that beat Joseph Parker, I think he'll do it. But he's got to deal with Chisora's just wild over the top, overhand rights. He'll come in with his head forward. He doesn't give a shit if he cuts you open or if he cuts himself open. Chisora's quite quick. I mean, he's slowed down a lot, but in comparison to Joe Joyce, that hand speed is like much faster because Joe Joyce looks like he's punching in slow motion sometimes, which isn't always a bad thing. It's just the way it is. I don't know. It's actually quite competitive. It's not a great fight. Because if Joyce loses, he has to retire. What could he do?
I think Joyce has got to retire anyway, man. And I don't mean that disrespectfully, but where does he go from here? Well, your last fight was against Cash Ali. This is against Derek Chisora.
Yeah,
and I give Chisora his dues, but where is Chisora? Like it's a fight where we know what Chisora fights for. He's a businessman. Yeah, we know what he fights for. Yeah. But what does Joe Joyce fight for? What does he want?
Yeah, I agree. I don't know, but you can if Joyce gets in there and he finishes Chisora off relatively early and it looks dominant, then you can put an argument in for maybe So Joshua beats Dubois. Dubois coming off a loss. Dubois versus Joyce, the rematch.
Maybe.
That's a good. That's a fight. That's interesting.
I think for Dubois, that fight's important, and I think Joyce maybe would take it because
you'd have to.
Joyce would take it because it will pay him good money as well. And let's be honest, at the age that he's at, the money is the thing that is going to dictate where he goes because he's not going to fight for pennies.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know. There's fighters for him there. I just don't know if Dubois needs to take that fight though. He don't need to take it.
No, he doesn't. I'm going on the assumption Joshua beats him potentially quite badly, and it's just it's a comeback fight. But I don't know. Chisora, we've been saying should retire for years. It looks like he wants the 50th fight, so he's going to do this and then 2 more. You're not going to stop him. Fair enough. Win or lose, he's just going to keep going. So doesn't really matter. On the undercard, we've got some decent fights. I just can't remember what they are. Yeah, McCann Baluta, the rematch. Brilliant fight. That's the one I wanted to bring up.
First fight was quality, by the way.
Yeah.
Quality.
Yeah. Like proper.
Deservedly, the result was just fair, to say the least.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, obviously, I'm right in saying it ended early due to a cut and all the rest of it. Yeah,
so they went to the decision.
Yeah, ended in a draw. But it was a brilliant fight whilst it lasted. Baluta just comes to bash your head in, and McCann is more than up for that. So that'll be really good. Moses Hitalma returns. That is the prospect in the UK. I mean, there are others, but he is the one that's just.
I think he surpassed Daniel Dubois. I rate him so highly. As in, like, when him and Dubois fight, which will happen eventually, Moses Hitalma is a joke. A joke. Like, I'm talking.
Yeah.
We are looking at potentially a future heavyweight champion of the world. Carry on the way he's going.
I don't see how he doesn't become a heavyweight champion of the world, honestly. The only way would be if he takes his mind off it because he's so young. It's like Dubois.
He's your age, Connor.
Dubois. Yeah, I know it's mental, and he looks about 50. Not 50, but it's like I've seen him once at York Hall, and I was on my way leaving, and he was just at the door, and I was like, "Well, ask for a picture." It's like, "Nah, I'm with my dad. I was watching the fights. I was watching Edisora actually. I can't remember who was fighting, but it was the fight before the Opataya one. Watched him at York Hall, leaving, saw Moses Hitalma, and I was like, "Oh, I could get a photo here." And then I was like, with my dad's, and we're literally running for the train. So I was like, "Do you know what? I'll leave it be." He was talking to some people anyway, so I was like, "I won't interrupt him." Walked past him, 6'4", 6'5", something like that, full beard, and I'm like, I think I'm technically older than him. I think I might be like a month older than him or something. It's not fair. Where's my beard, man? I can't even grow one. It's not fair. But yeah, he's ridiculous. He is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But he is ridiculous. And they got Brandon Lee, who's obviously just signed with Queensbury. I have only watched him once, and he was impressive. But he's one of those who needs a proper kickstart in his career. I mean, he's 28-0, but he needs proper backing. I'm actually not sure. Raven Chapman's on there. Sean Noakes, Sam Noakes' brother.
Raven Chapman is on a collision course with. I was watching an interview she was doing, and is it her and Bridges, maybe?
Potentially, yeah. I think she's the same weight as Sky Nicholson, though.
Sorry, apologies, not Bridges. I'm thinking of the wrong Australian. Sky Nicholson. So they're talking about that fight.
Yeah, so Sky Nicholson's looking at that or Tiara Brown. I think Tiara Brown I spoke to once when I first started interviewing, and I think I accidentally disrespected her, and I had to profusely apologise. That was funny.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but it happens. Got it wrong. It was like the first person I asked for an interview, and I just clearly fucked it up. But
yeah, I'll tell you. Actually, no, this one's not for live. I'll tell you afterwards. Sorry, guys. I disrespected somebody, and it was unintentionally, and I felt so bad afterwards.
No, I know. It does happen though when you're starting out. Sometimes you don't even mean it. But
no, mine was no excuse. I started. This was like 2 months ago. Like it was bad.
Oh wow.
I don't think they realised, but I knew. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So carry
on. Ryan Garner, Archie Sharp. That should be good. It's a good event. It's not. Sort of surprised it's at the O2. It seems like not quite. I guess their big names, Joyce and Chisora, a heavyweight fight. I guess it makes sense, but. But yeah, I'll go Joyce for it. You'll go Chisora. You're going Chisora. You are going Chisora, aren't you? Yeah. So, next week we'll find out.
When he's not knocking out delivery drivers, he's fighting, man. You've not seen that video of him headbutting
Yeah,
the delivery driver?
headbutting him. I still don't know why did he do that. Like, well, one shouldn't have done it, but
backstory of it is the guy was going through a pedestrian-only area on his electric scooter, and he accidentally nearly ran over Derek Chisora's child. It was an accident, but I think instead of apologising, Derek Chisora's got up and said, "What are you doing?" but said it in the Derek Chisora voice, and the guys responded because he didn't have a clue who Derek Chisora was. So he was like, who you talking to, brother? And that's when you see the clip of it going in. But I think when Derek Chisora grabbed him, he knew what time it was, and I think he realised back time.
Yeah. But in the clip, I think the delivery driver goes for it a little bit, though.
Yeah, he does. He does.
Fairness to him.
I'll give him some. But no, it's an ego thing and a pride thing, man. Like even though you may know the guy's massive in front of you, and whatever, I suppose he just didn't want to back down, and that didn't end up well for him. He ended up on the floor. Bit of practice for the Joyce fight, except hopefully he's not headbutting Joyce, obviously.
Wouldn't be a surprise. Let's be honest.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me, to be honest with you. Him and that bandana, the Great Britain bandana, goes everywhere with him.
Yeah. I love Chisora. I mean that's not a highlight of him, but can't help but kind of love him. That is everything. That is boxing this week. That is quite a lot of stuff that we've just gone through. We've had good numbers on TikTok. Sort of consistently had about 4 or 5 people here. Not a lot of comments, but that's fine. We'll get there. Yeah, good little week. So if you are still watching on TikTok, you need to be liking and following. On the YouTube side, liking and subscribing to both channels, because that's the only way to do it. Obviously, there are links to everything, Instagram, TikTok, if you want to watch it on there, because we're now fully set up so that it doesn't look stupid. And I'm going to end the TikTok live, so bye. Oh, well, the camera's not, but that was embarrassing. Right, we're going to end it there anyway. So yeah, right. Subscribe, like. Boxing Week 9. We've got the 10th one coming up, which is a nice little sort of 10. So that's cool. And I'm going to let Paolo do the horrendous outro.
Hang on a minute. How many have we done?
We've done 9.
Have we? Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So and
9.
the outro.
Pretty good.
The outro. What outro am I doing? Okay. Yes. Guys.
I can't believe you forgot.
A wise man once told me, subscribe before you can. Sorry, I messed that up. Subscribe before you can't. Yeah?
There we go.
Subscribe before you can't. You can't subscribe, and you're swimming down there. So whilst you're up here, subscribe. All right? Thank you, guys. Honestly, I don't know. That I've gone one step further this week with that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, it's good. Yeah. We'll end there. Subscribe while you can. There we go. Fucking hell.